Hello friends, I'm back with Angular 5 tutorial and I have tried my level best to keep it to the point, quick and objective specific. In this tutorial, I'll be starting from the installation and configuration of required tools and softwares, and then I'll move you to a real world project. So let us start. You can see my screen. This is one book which I'll be sharing with you after the completion of this course, in which I have listed down very stepwise whatever we need to do and how to configure our environment. So the first chapter in this book is tools and installation required. Let us start with that. The tools which we will be needing for an Angular 5 related development are mentioned in the screen. You can see it. The first thing is Node.js that we will be needing. Then VS Code we will need, and third is TypeScript, and fourth is Angular CLI, means Angular command line interface. So let's start with the installations. So the first thing I need to do is Node.js, and let us download Node.js. So this is the Node.js website, official website. Here we have to download this 8.9.3 LTS at the time of this tutorial. So this LTS version we need to download, which is the most stable version. So I'll just click on this to download it. The download is finished. Now let me run it to install it. I'll click next. I accept the terms and license agreement, say next, and to the default location I'll install it. Without changing anything, I will just say next to install with the default configurations. Node.js is basically a JavaScript framework which will help us to provide the necessary libraries which Angular 5 will require. So that's the purpose of installing Node.js. And the core thing in this Node.js is npm, Node Package Manager, which will enable us to install and uninstall different packages and modules required for Angular. Done. Now we will just say finish. And after installing Node.js, the first thing we need to do is to just double check the installation is successful or is there any issue with that. So I'll just browse to command prompt, and here I will type a command node-v. This is going to tell me the version of Node.js which is installed already. The next thing is I will say npm-v. This should return me the Node Package Manager version. So if both of these commands are returning me some version number, it means that we have installed Node.js properly. So the first milestone is achieved. Node.js is configured properly. Now the next thing is Visual Studio Code, which we need to be installing. You can simply write in the Google VS Code download, and the first link you will get for Visual Studio Code. This is the lightweight editor from Microsoft, which can be used as an editor for many programming languages and even Angular as well. We will be using this during our course. So I'll install the Windows based version. I'll simply run it. So finally Visual Studio Code installation is complete. Now I'll say finish and let the check launch Visual Studio Code, so that Visual Studio Code will open up. You can see on the screen we need these 4 software to be installed. Node.js was already installed. Now the next milestone is achieved. We have Visual Studio Code also installed. Now from within the Visual Studio Code command line, we will install the TypeScript as well as Angular CLI. Let us see how we can do that. The first thing is that I will create an empty folder somewhere on my network path or local file system. Let's say I have a folder Angular-tutorials, file, open folder, and paste that path. so that the same location is open for me in Visual Studio Code. Now in this Visual Studio Code, you can see the Explorer contains open editors and the folder which we have just created. So any files, if lying under that folder, it will be listed here, and whichever file we open, it will be moved to open editors. So the first thing I need to do, I have to go to view and say integrated terminal, so that the integrated terminal of Visual Studio Code will come up front. So this is the place where we need to execute all of our commands relevant to Angular or relevant to Node Package Manager or even TypeScript. So as we have seen that 4 components was required to be installed, out of which 2 we have already installed. The third one is TypeScript. So to install TypeScript, we have a command which I will be executing now for installation of TypeScript. So I will simply type npm space install -g space TypeScript. What this command is going to do, npm stands for Node Package Manager. Install means we are willing to install TypeScript, and -g means globally. So what we are instructing to npm that install globally TypeScript for us. I'll simply say enter so that TypeScript will be installed for us. So the most recent version available of TypeScript is going to be installed here. So we need to wait for a couple of minutes so that the installation gets completed. And this way we will achieve our third milestone also. Done. So now we have TypeScript got installed. The last thing is Angular CLI. So let's do that as well. We will again request npm to install globally Angular CLI for us. You can see the command should look like this. So I'll simply say enter so that Angular CLI will be installed globally. This may take a couple of minutes. We have to wait for that. Yes, done. Now with this last command, we have achieved our 4th milestone as well. We have configured all the necessary tools and software required. Now we are in a position to delve into our first Angular project. So let's do that. Now I'll be writing my first command starting with ng, which means I'm referring to Angular CLI. And I'll request Angular to create a new project for me, and let's name this project my first app. You can see now the command ng new my first app, which means that ng is Angular and we are requesting Angular that we need a new project and we want the name of that new project to be my first app. So here we can see in this folder which we have created earlier, Angular tutorials, we are not seeing anything here. After execution of this command, a lot of files and folders will get created under this folder. So let's do that. I'll say enter. And now Angular is going to create my first project and all the necessary libraries and components it will bring for me. And I'll get each and everything which is required for a basic Angular application to work within this folder, which we can see that my first app folder is already created for us. And a lot of other files and folders are created and still is getting created. So we will wait for a couple of minutes so that Angular can complete this creation. Done. So now Angular command line has created a project for us with all the necessary dependencies embedded into it. Now what we need to do, we have to go inside that folder which Angular has created for us. So let's type a command cd space my first app. Say enter. Now I'm within that folder which Angular has created for me. Here I have to type ng space serve and say enter. What this is going to do, this will launch a local server in which our newly created project will be started. So we have to wait for a couple of minutes, and here we can see that it's telling us we have to find the local host at 4200 port to see our project in working condition. So I'll simply copy that, and here now the server is up and running. So I'll just simply go to my web browser and paste this localhost 4200. Now if everything has configured properly, so I should be seeing an Angular launching page. Yeah, we get it. So now as we are seeing this Angular launching page or startup page, it means that all of our configurations are properly done and our sample project has been created with the commands and instruction that we have fed in the VS Code. So in the next lecture, we will be delving into the created project and see how we can customize it according to our needs. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to watch the next lecture. See you in the next lecture. Thank you very much.